their sales numbers go up. So, in today's session, I'll be sharing with you how you can increase on the sales of your products and services. Welcome to yet another episode of the Lydia Amuge Mentoring Podcast, where I share with you tips, tools, and tactics that can enable you build a business that you totally love, a purpose-driven business. So let's dive into the 5 tips that will help you increase on the sales of your products and services. Tip number 1, elevate your perspective about sales. One of the things that will help you increase on your sales is your perspective about sales. What is your mindset about sales? Do you think that sales is hard? Are you afraid of approaching your potential clients? Do you think that the market will not like your products or services? If that is what you have about sales, if that's the mindset you have about sales, then chances are high that that same mindset will actually affect your sales output. So think about it. The Bible says that the thing that you fear is the thing that will come upon you. Same applies to sales. If you think that you are not going to sell, then guess what? You will not sell. The sale, first of all, happens in your mind before it happens through a physical exchange of cash between you and your client. So, the fastest way to elevate your sales is to elevate your mindsets about selling. So, selling is not simply about pushing a product or service to the client. Sales is about solving a problem for the client, adding value to the client. So when you are coming to the client, what mind are you coming with? Are you coming with the mindset of, I really want to help this client solve this problem? I really want to add value to this client. I really want to bring transformation to this client. When you approach sales in that manner, even the way you talk to the client is going to be different. Guess what? Think about the times when you came with the salesy approach of, I want the money now, now, now. I want this client to sign up for my coaching program. I want this client to buy this product of mine. I want this client to buy this service of mine. When you approach sales with that perspective, you find that you will look very salesy. And guess what? Clients are also able to smell that salesy kind of conversation where all you're interested in is getting the money from them. But rather, supposing you approach the sales conversation from the point of transformation, I want you to enjoy this transformation. And conversations that sound that way will look like this. They'll look like you asking more questions to understand their need rather than you convincing them to buy a product or service that they are not interested in. The purpose of sales is not for you to convince the client about a product or service that you offer. The purpose of the sale is to uncover the value that you bring to them so that you enhance their decision to actually buy. So just in case you have been coming to sales conversations with, I am coming to convince, then you have been approaching sales in the wrong way. Sales is not about convincing people to buy a product or service from you. Sales is about uncovering the value that you are bringing through your product or service so that the client can ultimately enjoy the transformation that comes with your product or service. So check your last sales conversation. Were you trying to force this product down the client's throats? Or were you trying to show the client the transformation that comes with it? You're about to ask me, but Lydia, if I'm only talking about transformation, then when does the sale happen? The sale therefore happens by you inviting the client. You're not forcing them, buy this now. You're giving them an opportunity. So I'm going to give you this opportunity. Now, you close it by showing them what are the advantages of taking this product or service that you're selling, and also show them the downside of not taking the product or service, so that you already leave their mind with two perspectives. If I take this product, this good thing will happen to my life or business. If I don't take this product, I am bound to suffer these potential challenges. That, therefore, in that way, you have dealt with their mindset also. Remember, sales is an emotional decision. People only use their minds to conclude the emotional decision that they are making. So that means that as you are speaking to the client, you need to make sure that you are also speaking to the things that are important to them. Point number 2 on how you can increase your sales: get your target client right. This is one area that I have seen many business owners struggle with, particularly in the start. I also remember I struggled with this when I started my business journey. There's the assumption that if I target only a few people, if I target a particular segment, then I'll miss out on sales. While it looks like you'll miss out on sales at the start, the truth is that when you're targeted and focused, you are ultimately going to be able to make more money and higher sales than one who is scattered and trying to sell to everyone. I guess you've probably heard of the common English adage, a jack of all trades, a master of none. Think about it. When you are looking for someone to give you a solution that you can trust, you're not going to go to the jack of all trades. You are going to look for the master, because we all value something from someone who does it well. So when you look at your own products and services, do you have a target clientele for your products and services? Who are you targeting? What are their pain points? What are their pleasures? When you know these well, then you can speak to their hearts. Because when you know your target clientele, you can speak directly to their hearts. You know what exactly they want, and therefore you can speak to the problem. Think about it. If, for example, you have a gym that invites everyone, okay? Now, while it will look like a gym that invites everyone is the ideal, I can tell you, over the long run, if you decided, for example, my gym mainly deals with mothers, you'll find that at the beginning it may seem like there are few, but over time, as you start giving these mothers results, as they start noticing, oh my God, I'm now feeling more confident in my body, I'm loving my body shape, I'm viewing postpartum different. Since the time I started coming to your gym, you find that when they are very satisfied, they will tell other mothers about you. And guess what? You'll not have to compete with so many other general gyms. If yours is the Fit and Fabulous Mom's Gym, guess what? It will be the go-to place for mothers, because they know you will speak directly to their need. So I want you to think right now about your current product or service. When you look at your product or service right now, are you speaking to anyone specifically? Are you speaking to their hearts? Because if you're able to speak to the hearts of your customers, you will be able to get into their wallets faster. Oh, yes. The faster you get into their hearts, the deeper you get into their wallets. Because, like I've already said, buying is an emotional decision that is simply justified by logic. So tip number 3, what must you get right? Get your numbers right. Sales is a game of two things: people and numbers. You need to know your numbers well so that you can play a better game. The reason why many entrepreneurs, passionpreneurs are frustrated with the whole sales experience is because they don't know their numbers. So you find someone has only spoken to 5 people and they say, oh, Lydia, business is not working, business is hard. And then you ask them, what are your numbers? And they can't explain what their numbers are. So when I say get your numbers right, you need to understand your sales cycle from the beginning to the end. If you're frustrated with the sales process, it's probably because you have not understood your sales cycle. When you understand your sales cycle and your sales numbers, then you will be comfortable to make those sales calls or to make those sales conversations. When I talk about numbers, what am I talking about? You need to know for every how many people do I end up closing a sale. Say, for example, your numbers are for every 20 prospects, okay? For every 20 prospects I talk to about my product or service, 5 of them show interest and only 2 convert. That has already given you a business number. So your business numbers are for every 20, 5, 2. So 20 prospects spoken to, 5 show interest, 2 converted into paying clients. So you must know that. Why is it important to know that? Because that will give you comfort. That will tell you that if you have not yet reached 20 people, if you have not yet spoken to 20 people, you're not yet near the conversion. Yeah. So that will already prepare your mind that I need to speak to this particular number of people. That means, for example, if you want 10 people, you need to multiply that 20 times 5. You need to speak to at least 100 people so that you can have the 20 people that you are looking out for. This thing of numbers gives a lot of peace. I remember before I understood the concept of getting the numbers right, I would approach prospects and talk to them and feel like, how comes they are not converting? And sometimes I used to get frustrated until I understood my numbers. When I understood my numbers, it now put it in my mind that, hey, Lydia, keep going because you have not yet hit the bare minimum number for you to start converting. So once you know that, it will help you with setting your sales goals, but it will also help you with approaching clients. So if you have not yet done that today, I want to challenge you to go and start testing your sales numbers. Now, you cannot know your sales numbers if you're jumping from one strategy to another. No, you need to be able to understand what sales strategy am I using. Is it calls to my clients? Is it WhatsApp conversations? You need to know what strategy you're using and then follow it a bit for a while. The challenge is that many times we want to jump with the shiny syndrome, jumping from one thing to another. Test out that strategy for some time. Test out the calls and see, out of these calls, how many people convert? Then from there, you can make an informed decision. If you're making business decisions without information, then you are doing a disservice to yourself. So if in case you have not been writing down and noting down how many people you're reaching out to, the time is now for you to open a sales pipeline for yourself. Opening up a sales pipeline is not very hard. You can do it in an Excel sheet. For every date, write down how many people you have talked to and what feedback they have given to you, and keep following that through for a month. And after 1 month, if you do it consistently for 1 month, I can assure you by the end of 1 month, you will have a clear idea of what your sales numbers look like, as well as what your conversion rates look like if you follow through diligently with your numbers. I know it's not always easy, but guess what? Everything is always hard at the start, but as you do it more frequently, then it gets easy, squeezy, peasy. Number 4, the fourth thing that you need to do to be able to increase on the sales of your products and services is to include what I call a dollar hour in your daily sales routine. So what is the dollar hour? The dollar hour is one designated hour where you focus on sales. Now, sales activities during that dollar hour, the purpose of the dollar hour is to focus on sales activities. So sales activities could mean sending out emails, making some calls, sending out some WhatsApp messages. So the purpose of the dollar hour, like you hear it dollar, is to increase on the dollars that are coming into your business. So Make the dollar hour a habit. Respect the dollar hour like you respect the brushing of your teeth. I'm very sure if I ask, how many of you would get out of your house without brushing your teeth comfortably? I'm very sure many of you would tell me, no, 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 Lydia, I would stink. I would not go out of my house without brushing my teeth. Similarly, sales is like brushing teeth. I want you from today onwards to start looking at sales as brushing teeth. Just like you cannot leave your house without brushing teeth, you should look at the dollar hour as the equivalent of brushing teeth in your business. Yeah. So choose a dollar hour and be very dedicated to that dollar hour. If you remember how you started brushing your teeth, at the beginning when you are a little child, it wasn't easy. You found it a bit frustrating for maybe your parents or your helpers at home to get you to brush your teeth. But over time now, you're almost doing it at autopilot. Why? Because you have repeated this process of brushing teeth at the same time every day. So it has now become an autopilot activity. So if you did the same thing with your dollar hour, guess what? Over time, it's going to become easy. If, for example, you know, my dollar hour is between 12 midday to 1 p.m. So every time that it gets to midday, get onto your dollar hour. And at the beginning, it may be a bit hard to remember. So this is my simple trick for you. Set an alarm on your phone and name that time dollar hour. So immediately your alarm goes, you just start, get excited. Don't just say, oh, dollar hour again. No. And that's why the hour is called dollar hour. Dollar hour simply means that it's time to make more money. So when you go for the dollar hour with a lot of excitement, guess what? You transfer that same excitement to the conversations or the sales activities that you're actually going to do. So the action point I want to give you there is, do you have a dollar hour? And if you don't have a dollar hour, today is the day to finally start practicing the dollar hour in your business. Oh, Lydia, I'm not so sure if I can find that 1 hour because I'm a part-time business owner. Well, if you can't find that hour as a whole, then you can find 30 minutes at a certain point of your day and another 30 minutes at a certain other point of your day. However, I would highly encourage, if you can, that you actually just dedicate 1 full hour to work on your sales activities. Then number 5, the 5th way is to leverage social proof. You know, facts tell. I guess, I don't know if you've heard of this quote that says, facts tell, but stories sell. So if you want to sell more, you want to be able to have good stories to tell your prospects. It's one thing for you to talk about your product or your service. It's another thing, and it's a better thing to have other people actually talk about your products or your services. So if you have not been taking advantage of social proof, it means you have been leaving a lot of money on the table. If there's anything that has really worked for me, one of the questions people ask me, how do you get your clients? How do you get your clients? The truth is that one of the major ways in which I get my clients is through social proof, because other people will go and talk about how I'm helping them, and they will also see some of the things that I'm posting on my social media platforms. Why are you keeping quiet about the good things that your products and services are doing in other people's lives? If you have made a product or service that has changed the lives of your clients, then not telling the world about it is like lighting a lamp and putting it under a basket. So always remember that every time you don't talk about the good things that you are doing, you are sabotaging yourself. And guess what? You know, some people have said, oh, you know, Lydia, I want to be humble. It is not humility to hide the good work that you are doing. It's not humility at all. Just in case you're there sitting and saying, I'll start looking proud like I'm blowing my horn. No, 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 no. You are not blowing your horn. You are giving other people an opportunity by actually giving giving them the opportunity to see the transformation that has happened in other people's lives. So that means that every time you sell a product or you sell a service to your clients, you want to find out from them what is their experience. Tell them to write down something for you. Tell them to have to write a testimonial for you. If they can't write a testimonial and maybe it's a product that they are actually using, tell them to take a snapshot that you can share. There is nothing that will sell your products faster more than social proof. And one of the other beauties about social proof is that you cut down your sales and marketing costs hugely. So it's an easy, squeezy, peasy way to actually increase your sales. So these are 5 tips that I've shared. Number 1, elevating your perspective on sales. Number 2, getting your target client right. Number 3, getting your numbers right. Number 4, including the dollar hour in your daily sales routine. And number 5, leveraging technology, leveraging social proof, sorry, leveraging social proof. So which of those 5 are you going to start riding on today? I know there are many, and I'm not asking you to start all of them, but I want you to choose at least 2 of them that you're going to say, Lydia, from tomorrow, not today, from tomorrow. Many times I give this content, but what is more important is not just listening to me and say, oh, it was nice. No, 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 no. The best thing for you to do is to say, Lydia, from today's LAMP session, I picked out these 2 points and this is what I'm going to start with. So if you can't start with all of them, at least pick 2 points that you are going to start with. So let me know in the comment section which of the 2 of the 5 strategies are you going to work on in the next 1 month. I look forward to hearing your stories. Otherwise, it's been beautiful being with you this evening. And if you have not subscribed, why shouldn't you subscribe? Become a part of this unstoppable family. Click the notification bell and subscribe so that you don't miss any episode of the Lydia Amugen Mentoring Podcast. It's been beautiful spending my evening with you today, and I look forward to seeing you next